Colleen, Soft Concrete Magazine. Davey Suicide of Davey Suicide. We're here at the Nile Underground, which is, as we have previously said, a little bit of a hellhole, but it's going to be their hellhole for the night, as long as it permits, I guess.
Yeah.
William Control is here, and Fearless Vampire Killers.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
We have in 2 opening local bands, but I don't know their names, which is going to be a problem. Okay, so when I first was asked to interview you, I had no idea who you were. So I went to your bio, and it is said you are a rebel raging through town with distortion blaring, middle fingers in the air, girls dropping their panties, and flames everywhere. Is that the message you want your fans to take from your music?
I don't know who wrote that. I'm not responsible.
Rick Florino.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I mean, I think that's how our album is being interpreted at the moment.
Okay, take that as it is. So also you are saying that you want your fans to put your trust in suicide, and with a capital S, so that could either mean you, or what? I mean, obviously there's a lot of ways that you could look at that.
Right, well, the whole idea of suicide came about when I was kind of at this moment where I needed a reminder to keep going, right? And I figured if I coined that as my name, then those moments when I reached that point again, I would always be reminded of that. So put our trust in suicide slogan is more just like it's like a self-belief, you know what I mean? A reminder to keep going.
Cool. Fair enough, yeah. So you have a song about America, Teens of America, I believe it is. Kids of America. What is your ideal America?
I would like it to be like a little bit more ambitious and less controlling and sheep oriented. But I think we're all feared into believing television, and I think through thinking and being able to go around that obstacle would be great.
Around the sheep mindset?
Well, yeah, I mean it's all social control on television. It's a big commercial. A lot of people believe it.
And you don't?
Have reason to believe it.
Hey, if you don't,
Yeah, I mean,
speak your mind.
yeah, no, I mean, I just think that, obviously everything is a business in the world, and the more you can control the masses, the more power you have, and that's what the government has set up in this little infrastructure that we have. So I think most importantly to my fans, I always try to encourage them to find something that they love, and then just try to have an interview here. My thing and my big thing with my fans and stuff like that is just once you find something that you love and dedicate yourself to it, you know what I mean? Because I think life is really about spending the most time doing what you love the most, and finding people that you want to share that experience with. So
Okay, so that kind of leads me into my next question was, like, what made you get into music?
it was kind of that outlet. Like when I was down as a kid, it was like my place to go. I could put headphones on, and I didn't think about the fact that I didn't have friends in my school, or that my parents were divorced, and I didn't understand why my family life was never like all my friends that I saw that I did have friends of. And it was the thing that was there for me. And then that's when I started to play music, I started getting, this escape.
Damn it.
Oh my god. Is this real life right now?
I don't think it is.
We should totally get a picture together. Like total contrast.
Hey, get over there.
What year are you?
86.
86. What's your name?
Davey.
Davey. I'm Kelly.
Kelly.
Nice.
Rock band.
Oh, you are?
Some corrupting kids.
You have really pretty eyes.
Thank you.
Do you know that God loves you? You're going to become total freak.
This is great. Are you filming this?
I'm filming this.
Great.
Just so you know, you are on film. I didn't want you to think that you're not. Yeah.
Video film?
Yeah, I'm doing an interview. This is a musician.
Oh.
But God probably wanted you to break this interview up so that the kids didn't see this.
Do what you were doing?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's okay. God, you know what? he knows every single thing. He doesn't need me to write anything out. But I just felt like when I was looking at you, that you're just an awesome. You have something inside of you that's awesome.
Even if I don't follow God, am I still awesome?
You're awesome because
That's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? I should be going to hell because I don't follow God.
God created you and He loves you whether you follow Him or acknowledge Him or not. So it doesn't matter if you follow Him.
So you don't
or
think
what
evolution
you do.
created us? What do you think's different between us and a deer that got hit by cars and a human that's hit by a car?
I think
The human
God
knows that we were going to die.
created the deer and God created you.
You really think so?
Yes.
Do you think he's hiding out in space somewhere?
Anywhere He lives in the deer and everything He created. You're a representation of God. I'm a representation of God. Every single thing that has life
So when
in
the,
it.
when the ice age wiped out the whole entire planet and all the dinosaurs were gone,
It wasn't the ice age, it was the flood. Thank you.
I appreciate
Have a good
it.
night.
I appreciate
Tell
it.
me your name again?
Davey.
Davey.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to be praying for you, Davey. And the only thing I'm going to be praying for, not to acknowledge God.
Sweaters for my eyes.
No. I'm going to be praying that you know how valuable a person you are. Whether you believe in God or not, you have so much value.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
And purpose.
All right.
Okay, have a
All
great
right.
day.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. See? Didn't bargain for that, did you?
No.
All right. How do you recover from that?
No. Oh, you were talking about when you were younger.
Yeah.
If you could tell anything to your younger person from right now, what would you say? Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't regret anything, and I think that everybody that has like some kind of baggage or turbulence, like you shouldn't regret it because it's such good character building.
Okay. So you don't regret anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and I think for all the kids that get bullied or whatever, they feel like, you know, alienated or stuff, like, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because that's when you just start, it flips. School flips. Everyone that's on the bottom in school after it's over, all those like popular kids, they go on and they just, nothing happens.
Right.
And all these other people that have like these like scars and these stories and this baggage and stuff end up turning into something great. I've seen it happen so many times. So I would actually be encouraged if I was the one in school getting picked on and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't think it's don't fear where you're at. Learn from where you're at.
Cool. Okay, so now you're on tour with good old William Control.
Yep.
You were previously on tour with Blood on the Dance Floor.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of similar, like electronic wise, but like obviously kind of a different demographic.
Sure.
So now what you said, like when you were touring with Blood on the Dance Floor, you had like an opportunity to present this new style of music that those kids never like really were expecting.
Yeah.
Is that the same on this tour?
It's too early to tell, really.
Really?
You know, I think the genre's a lot closer. You know,
Yeah.
Will's got like this dark, like Depeche Mode type Morrissey thing going on, and we're not as new sounding to his fans. I think his fans are a little bit older. The Blood thing was cool just because these kids had never seen like
Yeah.
you know old school like zombie
Yeah.
type stuff like that. So that was really neat to kind of like introduce them to that. Like,
Right.
Snails, electronic type stuff.
Cool. Okay, so then, like, what's the biggest difference? You know, like, either, like, touring with the guys or touring with, you know, like, the different crowds? I mean, you said it's too early to tell, but, I mean, there has to be some sort of difference.
I mean, I think like a younger audience is obviously going to be a little bit more excited about things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have more of a reckless abandon and they're not so like caged in a box. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I think with Will's writing, it's a lot more sophisticated and stuff. So
Okay.
I think like you know people tend to be that as well.
Right.
You know, so I think I don't know, maybe they're just a little bit more reserved.
Cool. So, your music is obviously very unique. What do you think is, like, the strongest thing about your music?
I think we have a sound and we have a style, and I think my vocals have a conviction in it. I think the idea of a really good artist is when you believe the words they say. You know what I mean? It's not really about the tone all the time. It's just about the delivery. And I think that you can tell when you put on a Davey Suicide song who it is. We have that classic synth sound over everything, and then just my voice is it's unique to, like, stylistically. It doesn't really sound like a lot of other artists.
Cool. So, on the subject of music, what is your guilty pleasure to listen to? Like that people would be like, he listens to what?
Yeah, I have like a really soft spot for just like female fronted bands, like Paramore, Until Night Alive, like Automatic Love Letter. In this moment, really love like a really good girl fronted singer that has like a lot of conviction and stuff. And I think all those bands are awesome. But that would be probably like the thing that maybe people don't expect. Maybe In This Moment it's not so far off because that's still heavy.
Yeah.
But like some of the other like girl-fronted bands, I think they're fantastic and they can all sing their ass off. So.
Yeah, true. Okay, so when you're touring, what is your most common meal that you like to eat?
It used to be Subway, and lately I've been getting these like chocolate zone bars, and that's pretty been it. This Subway would be the most consistent though, from tour to tour to tour. It's kind of one of the healthier things you can find, and it's in every freaking 5 mile radius of life. It seems like now.
Very true.
Yeah, so I mean it's better than McDonald's and like shit fast food. You know?
I love McDonald's and Taco Bell.
I love it until I'm finished, and then it's absolutely terrible.
That is so true. Yeah. Then you're just sitting there like, oh my god, I hate myself.
Yeah, of course. But it does seem like a good idea until it's over.
Yeah. What's one thing you miss from back home?
My friends that I grew up with. I always envisioned like growing up and being in bands with all those dudes, and you know they've moved on, you know, went to college or wherever, just got a different job. So that and just like being close to, I mean, it's a very nostalgic feeling going home and the things that made you you. But I visit a lot now, so yeah.
So is your home where you grew up, or are
Yeah.
you living somewhere else?
Yeah, no, I grew up in Maryland and then I moved to Los Angeles 6 years ago. So,
Yeah. So moving, I mean, obviously that's like a huge change. Now, do you think that it's more of a change than going on tour, or do you think it's like about the same?
Tours probably, well, in a way it might be harder just because it's a daily thing, you know. I think I've acclimated so much quicker than most is because when I was growing up, my mom and dad had joined custody, so every 2 weeks I went to the other person's house all the way until I was 16, and then I moved out, and then I was just by myself because they wanted me to pick like one house to stay at, and I was like, that just symbolized which parent do you love more, you know. I couldn't make that decision at that point. So, but I think because everything in my life was so temporary, growing up, that was normal to me. So touring feels very normal to me. Like, moving's really hard. I mean, it's a leap of faith. I had no idea where I was going to live, where I was going to do for work. I mean, I didn't know anybody at the time. I just had the internet and social networking, and you know, kind of had an idea of people that I knew online that I could be friends with. It worked out, but I knew that the risk and that my life was calling for that change, and I had to see it through to the end to make sure that like I fulfilled everything I wanted. So just did it, and now I look back at it and I was like, wow, it's fucking crazy. I just picked up, I knew on a weekend that I was gonna do it, and that following week I packed everything in a minivan. I drove cross country and I showed up Wednesday the next week, and didn't have like a steady place to live. I was talking to this girl sort of, and I showed up and like all my bags had notes written from her roommate that was saying that she was a liar and a cheater, and I guess the whole time we were talking she was like fucking other dudes. I had no idea. So that's what I had moved myself into, and then I was like, oh wow. But it worked out. I'm here, and now I'm on the road all the time. I just went to the UK, and things are getting good.
So things are getting good.
Yeah.
Things are getting good.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing this interview.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for the car alarms too.
Yeah, we've got a little symphony down here.
And Jesus' prophet.
Yeah.
Check.
She was chill. Cool. Cool. Well, see you next time. There'll be pictures and videos of the performance later. Bye, guys.